All right, good evening and welcome to another installation of a fantastic 5-minute interview. My name is Ernesto Rodriguez. I'm the Chief Consultant at JAE Consultant. Our objective here is to educate, inspire, and motivate the next generation of future leaders, entrepreneurs, anybody who's interested in getting knowledge. I have a special guest with me tonight, and that is Ms. Khalia Jackson. She comes to us via multiple hats. She's a public affairs specialist in communication. She works with nonprofits. She's just all over the place, and I can't wait to get into this conversation. Khalia, for those who don't know you, know your background, can you just share with them briefly who you are and where you come from?
Well, as you said, my name is Khalia Jackson. I'm from the Washington, D.C. area, lived all over Maryland and D.C. Most of my career has been in, as you said, public affairs, but that started with the Army. So I'm also in the Army National Guard, but in addition to that, my public affairs merged over to the nonprofit. So that's what brought me into that industry as well.
Wow. So how long you been doing public affairs now?
I've been doing public affairs since 2004. So what is that, 17 years?
Woo. So I can imagine you've seen a lot of changes and trends. Can you share with us a little bit about that, what you've seen over the years?
The biggest changes have been social media and ways to provide products on social media. So, before you were going to the store and just making sure you picked out your best camera, and still we're doing that today, for video and photo, but you can just use your phone. I mean, the phones are such advanced, in technology. So it's kind of like, let me just grab whatever phone that I have, especially if I have a new phone. I can do my video, I can do my photos, I can do everything, and I can upload them real time to my social media. So I would say that's the biggest change. Things are moving a lot faster, which is a good thing because it makes it in more real time. You can go live and things of that nature. But on the other side, a lot of things have lost their authenticity, I would say.
Why would you say that?
I would say that because with social media brings a lot of yearning to be popular. And I think from before, public affairs and communications was all about telling a story and being factual for the most part. But now it's about telling a story that you think people want to hear to make yourself look good versus people want to hear to have new information.
So it's now more about entertainment.
Absolutely.
Entertainment.
Absolutely.
And I can see that. I heard somebody in another interview talk about they made movies from using their phone. So the right technology is, just went crazy. So in that case, what would you say would make for the best kind of public affairs person?
The best public affairs person is going to be, number one, creative. They're going to think out of the box. What does my audience want to see? What do they want to hear? And how am I going to deliver that information? Also, you just want to be authentic. And that's, leaning more towards the old school way of doing things. And I would definitely say, as I said before, thinking out of the box, be a critical thinker.
Then how do you best serve your customers in that space then?
I believe if you're being authentic and you're being factual, you're going to get that audience buy-in automatically. And that realness is going to bring people in and want to see and just kind of follow you and see what new things you have coming out. So I think that you have to build what's best for you and stick to that realm of things versus trying to be all over the place. That's another thing. You want to kind of pick your niche and just stay there.
No doubt, no doubt. I know you're also involved in different nonprofits. I'd like for you to take a second to talk a little bit about that and how you got involved with that and what you're doing and what changes you've seen since you got into that field as well.
So I started out with public affairs in the military, as I said before, but prior to doing public affairs, I was actually doing graphic design and freehand art for the military. And so all of those things were skills that a lot of nonprofits needed. And so I took some time and I started volunteering for a nonprofit called Midtown Youth Academy with my mother. Her best friend was the founder. We started volunteering there. I've been volunteering with them for over 20 years. I continue to volunteer with other organizations, mentor certain teenagers around the Washington, D.C. area, and then also just assist in any way I can. So any nonprofits that I meet through the other nonprofits, even considering HRAP, any nonprofits that I meet with those three, because those are the three core that I'm working with right now, I meet them through there and I let them know what my skills are. And so I offer my skills to them as well. I mean, just free of charge, just volunteering. If they like a flyer that I did for one of the organizations, okay, I can do you one. You know, you want me to help you with your website? It's just about networking, meeting people, helping each other. You know, nonprofits is all about making that mission without having to, for the receiving end, which can be youth or underserved, anyone. It's making sure they don't have to come out of their pockets. And so I'm going to make sure that happens by giving my time as much as I can.
And I thank you tremendously for your time that you commit to this nonprofit, because those are, I mean, so important and well needed in our communities, as you're well aware. With that said, if someone wants to get into the field today of public affairs, or even, you know, consider volunteering at a nonprofit and so forth, what advice would you give them, you know, to motivate them, inspire them, and, you know, into that particular field?
I would say, make sure that that's something you really want to do, because it's going to show through your work. Make sure communications is what you actually want to do, and for good reason. Make sure you're clear and concise with everything that you do. As I stated before, be factual. And once again, you can never get too authentic. Keep it real. And that's as far as public affairs is concerned. But getting into anything, you just want to make sure that that's something that you really want to do. Look at what you like to do, what you're good at, and find that thing and stick to it. And I think you have no way to be but successful in your own right if you do it that way.
No doubt, especially if you're passionate about it. This brings us to the last question. This was what they call the crispy one. Not money, not houses, not your insurance after you pass away and all that kind of stuff. But if you were able to pass on 3 principles to the next generation for succeeding in life, work, business, as a public affairs specialist, you know, as a volunteer in a nonprofit, what 3 principles would those be, and why?
So those 3 principles would be to stay humble.
Like that. Yes.
Humility goes a long way. I would also say work as hard as you can at what you're trying to achieve, and never give up.
One more. Work hard.
Work hard, and never give up. Also, I would say to reach for the sky. Reach for the sky. You know, the sky's the limit. You know, that's one of those cliche things to say, but that's the reality. You can reach as far as you believe you can go. Right. And so always believe in yourself.
That's right. I've never said it until this year out loud. I said it to myself out loud: I am going to be a millionaire. And I've never said that. I always thought it, but I've never said that before. So I'm speaking that into existence. So you're absolutely right. Khalia, this has been a wonderful interview. I wish we had more time. Obviously, I'm going to have to bring you back so we can get into this nonprofit and what you're doing and more involved in that. But it's supposed to be your 5 minutes, and you're probably one of the few people who kept it short. So I thank you for that. And I'm sure our viewers probably thank you for that as well, because they're like thinking it's supposed to be 5 minutes, but it's been 20 minutes. But it's juicy, so I don't even mind that. I like the content. And I want to say again, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me and just share with us and my audience. Appreciate you. Again, my name is Ernesto Rodriguez, Chief Consultant, JAE. Khalia, anybody wants to get in touch with you to learn more about you or what you're doing, even joining the National Guard, or even just learn about public affairs and so forth, how would they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me, I would say by emailing me would be the best way, at khalia25@gmail.com.
Perfect. All right, well, you heard it. I'm gonna leave it right there. We close out another fantastic 5-minute interview. My special guest this evening, Khalia Jackson. Thank you. I humbly say thank you, thank you, thank you. Until the next episode, everybody, take care and God bless. Peace.
Thank you.